Happy birthday, Canada. It's Richard Herdman here, candidate for mayor, respecting your vote, fellow voters, on the 16th of October 2017. And at 11 o'clock today, on Tuesday, July the 25th, 2017, I had this gentleman appear right on this doorstep with a second individual. His name is Darcy Crisp. It says he's a public health inspector. Darcy Crisp, tall individual driving a red vehicle. And he said he wanted to come onto the property and come into the garage and ask if they were people living in my garage. He had a complaint. I told him he'd need a federal or provincial warrant to come onto the property. And the other thing is he'd have to talk to Suzanne Carew, who's my spouse and partner, who would very likely and will entertain his query. So I am not interfering with the public health inspector's investigation about refugees living, or homeless people living in my garage. But we don't have any housing for people in Airdrie, any victims. There's 700 people raped, 2,000 cases of domestic violence, and they have no place to live. And they might make their way to Mr. Herdman's property because there's just no place to live in Airdrie. But when I asked him if Mr. Chris wanted to be on YouTube, he fled the scene. So it raises the second question. Was more than a year ago, there was 2 armed police officers, RCMP officers, on my property at 12 o'clock at night, and it was raining, and these people, 2 people were in my garage. The 2 police officers said they couldn't be there. They woke my wife up at a bed, and they basically made them homeless when in the middle of the cold. Section 215 of the Criminal Code talks about providing the necessities of life. And so right in the middle of the night, when these 2 people weren't doing anything wrong, City of Airdrie, the RCMP, made these 2 people homeless. Those are the facts. I believe with the election campaign, the Dirty Trick Squad is hassling Mr. Herdman and his family. Back on Thanksgiving in the 2013 campaign, they stole the family car 3 times, triggering calls to 911, and then this same car was found abandoned on Thanksgiving election Sunday in my alleyway in Meadowbrook Drive. So you be the judge, voters. People calling up errant complaints to have the health inspector arrive, say Mr. Herdman has people living in his backyard, living in his garage. Well, City of Airdrie, are you helping the 700 rape victims and the 2,000 people of domestic violence? Are you helping the 330 kids that have no place to live? They're sleeping on sofas. We need the 56 service providers together, getting solutions for homelessness and displacement, so these people can stay in my city, enjoy themselves, and that Darcy Chris can more effectively do his job. So, voters, who's the complainant that made the allegation that Mr. Herdman has people living in his garage? Interesting, huh? Thank you, voters. Mr. Herdman reporting on the homeless, the rape, and the domestic violence file. That they're now boots on the ground, the police, the federal and the provincial judges, and Mr. Crisp all want to get inside Mr. Herdman's garage for some reason. Thank you, voters.